I have never even seen anything like this. Like how does this even exist? So weird, man. Like this is actually so weird. This is the coolest misprint I've ever seen. Look at the hollow foil pattern on this, man. Bro, TCG should be ashamed. Very, very cool, Pico. Really, really cool. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Strictly Collections episode. We are still in Japan, but today we have a very unique collection. It's different than the ones we've seen before. This collection is owned by none other than Pico on Instagram and Twitter. You can drop a follow here and check him out. Pico's collection has not only incredibly rare cards, but he has a ton of very unique misprints. He collects not only the OCG, but he collects TCG as well, and he has some of the rarest Asian English cards as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, before we start, I want to learn more about Pico and how he started collecting. And in order to do that, we have Jumhai from a previous video that we saw, an incredible Asian English video, and you should check it out here. He's going to be translating for us as he's fluent in both languages. I guess let's just start. Alright, so the first thing that I want to start off with is his misprint collection, because that's what he brought out first. And usually when people bring that stuff out, it means like that's what they're most proud of. We're going to begin with some TCG. We have Dark Magic Curtain. Now, looking at this, you're like, what is the misprint, right? It looks just like a regular card. Well, the misprint is actually located on the back, and it's pretty insane. Look at this. Bro, like, how do you get it this wrong? This is pretty incredible because the front is completely centered, right? And then it's just the back is wonky like this. This is pretty insane. I love stuff like this. I think it's incredibly unique. Yeah, that's Magic Curtain. The next misprint we have is Starter Box Winged Dragon, Guardian of the Fortress. I think this is number 2, right? And the misprint on this one is also like extremely miscut. Again, like just like Magic Curtain, when you have the front completely flawless, you really have to ask yourself, like, how can something like this happen, right? Because I don't even understand. Like, I don't get it. Anyway, moving on, we have some hollow shifts. These are, to me, like, I'm not really a big fan of these, but I know, like, in the misprint community, bro, like, they take this hollow foil shift stuff, like, so serious. We have Penguin Soldier shifted down. You can see here. We have another one shifted down. And these SDJs are actually quite known for this. Like, there's a Red Eyes as well as a Scapegoat for this. I'm not sure if he has them. We have a Horus, where the ultimate rare is shifted, like, way up. And you can see, like, the misalignment with the stars. We have Lava Golem, completely miscut. Lone Fire Blossom, miscut. Effect Veiler, V-Hero, Tour Guide, and Artifact Lancia, I believe that's what it's called, or something like that. Yeah, so completely miscut, completely off the card, like pretty incredible. There's some other misprints that I want to cover. So, he does have like the SDJ. And before we start, let me show you guys these. These are called with D card protectors. Okay, this I have never seen these before in person, and these are actually super nice. The first thing about them is that they are way thinner than regular ones. So let me pull up a regular one touch magnet. Look at this. It's probably like 30% skinnier than this one, so it feels a lot more card-like. Okay, just something feels good about it. The second thing is it's magnetized on both and on both ends. So the front and the back has a magnet, so it's a lot stronger than, I just spoiled something with it there, but it's a lot stronger than these, all right? And the last thing that I really like is because there's a magnet on the front and it protrudes, so like there's a complete cutout here. Look at how these cards stack. Okay, like, look at this. Is this not like, bro, like, this feels so good, man. I am so impressed. Man, the Japanese really know how to do their stuff. Their accessories is just something remarkable, honestly. Anyway, let's continue. We have Red Eyes, full shifted down, just like I said. We have Scapegoat. Okay, so he has the complete set here. We have another full shift. This is a German Junk Berserker. Full shifted up. Okay, this is a weird misprint here. We have Sacred Phoenix, but I'm pretty sure this is like double stamped because you can see the square here has like an ulti stamp there, but for some reason like it also has the stamp here. I don't understand how this works. I don't know. Maybe it might have been like overlaid on top. I don't know. But again, like check out how these cards are stacking. We have a Red Eyes here, another foil shift. Boom. Look at how they snap. We have Blackluster Soldier. This one's shifted to the left. A little less prominent, but still cool. Next, we have Red Dragon Archfiend. This one is also full shifted. Check this out. And there's like, look at that. There's like the barcode thing. That's pretty insane. Never seen anything like this before. But yeah, this is not with D case. And you can see like way more bulky. Like it's almost 2 cases. And there's no magnet, so it doesn't like slot in, right? Like, check this out. Look at this. Sick. Sick. All right, next we have a huge hitter, okay? If we're talking about the qualifiers cards, so like if you guys don't know, what they do is starting from 2007, after every year, we have like the first place prize card be handed out and the next year as a qualifier. So this was the 2010 first place prize card and it came as an ultra rare. In 2011, this card was handed out as a super rare to qualifiers. The thing about it is that Stardust Divinity, this card is really special because during this event, there was actually like a major catastrophe that happened where they say a lot less of them surfaced. Apparently like a boat sunk or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but there was something that happened in 2011 that made it that these cards are extremely rare. There's estimated about 50 to 75 of these, and this is by far the most expensive qualifier card. It's more expensive than Tyr the Vanquishing Warlord, and it's more expensive than like anything that came after it. Now, this card I would say is an estimated around like $8,000 to $10,000 probably. These misprints are so unique that I can't even really place a price on them. So it's really whatever Pico wants. But with this one, like there is a market price and it's about $8,000 to $10,000. So this is incredibly cool and extremely rare. Next up, we have another misprint. Now this one is starting to grow in fame. This is the Gray Black Rose or Gray Rose Dragon. This is basically ultimate rare, first edition Black Rose Dragon North American that was printed with a lot less colors. Now this does not apply only to Black Rose. The whole Crossroads of Chaos set has this problem. So like you'll find Psychokinesis having this. A lot of them just have less saturation than regular cards. It's just Black Rose is really, really important. And I mean, look at the foil pattern on this. Like what can you even say? This is why this is the most popular and it's the one that's most sought after. But pretty much every ultimate rare has this misprint per se. And I think it's pretty cool because I'm a big fan of misprints that are not one-offs, okay? Like these I would consider to be one-offs or two-offs. This is something that you'll find pretty out there. It is still extremely rare, but it's still a definitely cool misprint. Next up, we have TDGS Stardust Dragon Ghost Rare First Edition, but this is an SP version. This is one of those like TFK Sinister Serpent type of scenarios where I don't understand the hype. This card definitely fetches its fair share of value in the aftermarket. I would say it's probably around like $2,000 to $3,000. Like it's pretty incredible that a random Spanish card can do this. You know, collectors collect what they like and they give value to whatever they like, and this is one of those cards. I personally am not one that collects these types of cards. I'm not going to be touching Sinister Serpent, no Feather Duster, none of this, but there is a niche market for these, and when it's rare enough, it doesn't matter how niche it is, it will go up in price, and this can compete with the first edition English card, even though that one is way more in demand. All right, so next up we have some more misprints. We have Horus TCG as well as Horus level 6 TCG. This one's unlimited, this one's first edition. However, they're both full shifted to the right. As you can see here with the stars, they're both shifted to the right. And that's pretty interesting because they are not even printed at the same time. So how can something like this even happen? Very, very cool. Next up, this is the coolest misprint I've ever seen. So you know how like we had ghost rares be introduced in, you know, Gladiator's Assault, Tactical Evolution, etc., etc. What you don't know and what I have never seen in my life before is ghost rares that predate Tactical Evolution. Well, Pico is the rare hunter of rare hunters, and this guy found a ghost rare, Power of the Duelist, Elemental Hero Dark Neos. I have never even seen anything like this. Like how does this even exist? You know, you'd think Force of the Breaker would have something like this. Nope, this is like 3 or 4 sets before. So this is definitely some sort of test print or something. I have never seen anything like it. And dude, like, this is what it's supposed to be. Obviously, you get the ultra and the ultimate rare, but somehow this guy got a hold of a ghost rare. And it has proper corners. Like, it's not even like, you know, it's not square cut, or it doesn't have any like weird things about it. It's literally a regular card, but it's a ghost rare. So weird, man. Like, this is actually so weird, and I don't understand how this can even happen like 5 sets in advance. So awesome. Very, very cool, Pico. Really, really cool. All right, but it doesn't stop there. He does have the ultimate TCG misprint, and that is a card I have raved about a lot. I told you guys this is probably the rarest set card that exists, and it is Rainbow Dragon Misprint Effect. This card is probably around $2,000 for like a PSA 5, okay? Like, it regularly sells for that. I have not seen this go down below like $1,800, and it makes no sense like how rare this card is. This is 1 in 288 packs, but the only way to get these packs is through the tin. The tin only seeds 1 pack. So you are talking about double the rarity of any other ghost rare that comes out of the booster boxes. And I think the rarity shows just through the price tag. When a completely beat up specimen of this card comes up for sale and it goes for this type of price tag, it tells you just how rare it is. And I think it's incredibly cool misprint as well, having a completely different image on the card. Like, that is so badass. This looks to be in incredible shape, to be honest with you. Like, what does he value this at? Okay, so he says it's not near mint, it's a more excellent, but I can't find a problem on this. Maybe in the surface? Can I take it out?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, and look at that. He has the... okay, look, I think it's because the scratch, right? Yeah. I see, and that's why he says it's like an excellent copy, because like there's like a really deep scratch that goes here. But otherwise, I mean, this is very cool. Very cool. Awesome card. This is one of my favorite misprints. I think I rank this one up with like the Marshmallow. This is just incredibly awesome. Next up is something a little bit more unique. These, actually, could you give us the explanation on this? You're more versed in like the Japanese language and why these are popular.
Sure. So the characters that are used in Chinese are also shared with Japanese. So Japanese is composed of both an alphabet and a character, and the character is composed of the alphabet. And that's what's on the Japanese cards. But on Chinese cards, obviously you don't have the alphabet aspect due to the language, so it's just Chinese characters. And that makes it a really big hit in Japan. For example, the Excalibur just has a really cool name that is different from in Japanese, so it's a big hit amongst the collectors in Japan. And there's also 2 different kinds of Chinese print cards. There's the traditional Chinese and also the simplified Chinese. And this is the latter. This is the simplified Chinese.
I see. Okay, and where were these released exactly?
Yeah, so I think this was mostly released in mainland China as well as Hong Kong.
Okay, I see. And then the non-simplified, where do you get that?
Yeah, I think both types were released around the same kind of areas. There's 2 different versions.
Very interesting. Okay, so they were both released in the same area, but these are exponentially more rare. He said some of these cards can fetch up to like $1,000 here, which is absolutely incredible. And you get not only like the cool characters to them, but look at the hollow foil pattern on this, man. Bro, TCG should be ashamed. Like, look at this. Look at the way that this card pops. Unbelievable. Look at this. I have these, like I have the Ghost Rare sets, and like they are they're abomination compared to these, and these are just ridiculous. Amazing. So yeah, like we were asking him earlier about like the prices of these, and he said that this one, since it was the last one to be released, it's obviously the most short printed, and this goes for around $1,000. These guys go for around $500 a pop, and then this is like $100 to $200. Like, that's pretty incredible in my opinion. All right, so that is the traditional simplified Chinese. And the last few cards I want to show you guys are, they're not only unique, but they actually represent a huge part of history. The first one that I want to show you guys is this Thunder Kid. Now, this card did not get a release until Champion Pack 1. For some reason, it was released as a random vanilla in that set. And what's really cool here is he has two of them. I'm going to flip them to the back, and I want you to try and distinguish where's the difference here. If you picked it out already, this logo right here is something that is so unique. This is Magic and Wizards official card game, Yu-Gi-Oh! I guess original card game, official card game. I have no idea. That's the Japanese logo, as you can see. But then it has Magic and Wizards on top. Now, I have a video that's coming up. It's extremely in-depth, so you guys can check it out there if you're interested. But some like TLDR, there was a very short amount of these cards printed even before volume 1 was released, and these cards had the original idea that they had for like this card game. It was originally supposed to be called Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic and Wizards, but then they scrapped Magic and Wizards and just called it Yu-Gi-Oh! I think that these are just incredible. There's a whole set of volume 1 cards in common. We have never seen the holos come up for sale, so we don't know if those even exist, but we do know that these cards come out of booster packs. They come out of volume 1 booster packs. They're not handed out, they're not like given away or anything like that. These are not prototypes. These are literally cards that you can pull from the pack. It's just unbelievably rare. I personally have bought one of these for around 500 USD, and it was a Thunder Kid as well. I would say that this is probably the going rate, and condition doesn't really matter on these. They are just too rare, like, to give a damn about the condition. It's just absolutely incredible. You're gonna see an in-depth video on these, so stay tuned for those, and make sure that you subscribe to stay up to date with future Yu-Gi-Oh content. Next, plug aside, the last two cards I want to show you is something really special. We saw one of them in the last video that we made with Jumhai, right? He owns a copy of this. What would you rate the condition on this card here? Maybe near mint. Wow. Okay, that's a really big statement, because remember, he like a couple of scratches turned that card into excellent, even though I couldn't find anything wrong with it. So if it's near mint, it's actually like near mint. I see one white spot here, everything else pretty incredible. Amazing. But this card is incredibly rare, way rarer than any ultimate rare from the Asian English era, but this is not the rarest Asian English card. I would say by far the rarest Asian English card is the set that came right after this, and that is Power Tool Dragon Asian English. This card is significantly more expensive than the Assault Mode. I rate this one around $2,000 to $3,000, maybe even $4,000 near mint condition. This one, I would say like $3,000 in excellent condition. I don't really see these very often. We saw these twice in our shopping trips, like around Akihabara, but this is my first time seeing this card ever in my life. Absolutely incredible feat, and wow, like to own both of them and in these amazing cases, like sugoi. Truly incredible, man. This is Pico's collection. Some other things that he wants to show off are Crimson Crisis booster pack. You guys saw me get a mail day with these like a couple years ago. These are incredibly rare packs. A booster box is pretty much extinct. We've only seen one person have one booster box, and that was it. We have never seen like even a booster pack of Raging Battle. It just shows you like how rare these cards are. There is nothing really in any other TCG that comes close to these, or at least nothing in like a widely adopted TCG. Okay, like, yeah, you might find some rare things in like some random, backyard card game like Digimon or something. But like when it comes to like really mass appeal TCGs, I don't think anything comes close to Yu-Gi-Oh! And I don't think anything comes close to these. Hopefully I have done them justice in just explaining to you guys how incredibly rare these are. And yeah, I'm truly lost for words. So that was Pico's collection. But what are these though, real quick? I have them on the table here, and I just want to show them to you guys because I don't know a lot. So what are these?
So I honestly don't know the details very well either, but I purchased these on Yahoo Auctions about 2 years ago. And when I asked the person selling it, they told me that their parents owned a official store at one point, and they had a friend who was working at a manufacturing plant, and they basically gifted this over to the seller's parents.
Wow, these are pretty amazing. I like how like the condition is like worn and torn, so it gives you authentic feeling. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, you know, like when you rip out like a manuscript from like an old Bible or something like that. This is the type of thing it's giving me, bro. It's really cool, honestly. Amazing.